Hey, this is Yura, and welcome back to episode 3 of Agency Season 10 DVD Commentary Edition. Um, so I'm recording this about 2 weeks after I recorded the voiceover for episodes 1 and 2, and that's because college year's done, back home for now, um, and just haven't really had a quiet moment to sit down and record. But I found that now. Um, and I think I have about a half an hour of quiet time, so I'm hoping to get through this episode and maybe finish episode 4 up tomorrow. Um, anyway, I am incredibly sore right now. So, for this month of May, I'm going to be interning with the National MS Society, Multiple Sclerosis Society, and part of what I do there is I have to show up for events, volunteer for those events, and it had, oh my god. So today is Wednesday. Monday was absolute hell. Um, so if anyone lives or has lived in Chicago, um, so I work right around Union Station, like closer, I guess to the center of the city. But the event was down at the Hyatt, near the mouth of the river, near the Aon Center, Millennium Park, Navy Pier, that area. Um, so, I mean, I could have just taken the 151 train, like a normal person. But now it's a half-hour walk. I thought I'd take that walk, and I absolutely hate myself for it. Not just that. So I went to the event, volunteered at the event. It was like some luncheon to try and raise money from corporate sponsors. So I walked the half hour there, then the half hour back. But my dad works at the Aon Center, so I thought maybe it would be fun to walk back over there, maybe hang out with him for a bit, and then we could drive home together. Oh, there's a death. Rest in peace. So instead of taking the train like a normal, or instead of taking the bus like a normal person again, I thought I'd walk the other half hour back. And with the about 20 minute walk to get to the train that takes me to where I work, it wound up being probably 2 hours of just straight walking, along with the hour and a half of standing around with the volunteering, and I decided to go biking afterwards for some dumbass reason, and I am incredibly sore. I can barely walk upstairs. It hurts to jump. It just sucks, man. Um, but I thought I'd talk a bit about music this episode. Didn't really have any plans for how I'm gonna talk about it. Just thought it would be something I could talk about for 15 minutes or so. Um, so probably a couple years ago is when I first got into music. I was working at as um, a grounds crew at the Chicago Botanic Gardens. And I was carpooling with a couple other kids who were um, you know, gardening, working maintenance there too, and they would all alternate playing their playlist in the car, and I had no playlist because I didn't care, didn't give a shit about music. Um, so I thought, I should probably get a playlist together, just so that I had something if they asked, or if they asked me to play some. Um, So I put together, I think I still have the original playlist right here on me, so let me pull that up. Um, so my original playlist was, no, that's not it. Give me a minute here. It was, here we go. So it was Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, Honey by Moby, Hypnotized by Biggie, Clint Eastwood, Gorillaz, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, Cage the Elephant, Ratatat's Wildcat, Modest Mouse, Float On, and The Eponym by Chill Bump. So that was my original playlist of just songs that, you know, I liked while listening to. Marked them down, made a playlist. But I mean, ever since then, I just started adding to it. So probably around February, I had about a 17, 18-hour playlist. That, I mean, it was just too big at that point. So I took a couple hours, boiled down all my songs into separate genre-based playlists. And it's just made it so easy for me to actually like keep up with the music I like. And I mean, I've just been listening to more ever since. So around that time too, I also found out about Last FM. Ah, damn it, cat! I got my cat on my lap. If you're noticing that this voiceover or whatever sounds better, it probably sounds better. It's because the crappy earbud mic that I was using for the first two episodes, I got home and 2 days later my cat bit straight through it and broke it. They were really nice earbuds. I loved them, and now they are Alright, so I've pulled up my Last FM profile. I mean, I kind of have a hard time discussing music because I've from preschool to maybe like 4th grade, I took piano lessons. I played the cornet through middle school, but that's about all the musical experience I have. So I haven't learned anything past that. So while I understand what some songs do to and why they sound the way they do, but almost all the time when I'm discussing music, I can't really say any more than, I like this song, maybe give a brief explanation why, and I can really only go even remotely in depth on maybe a couple albums, a couple artists, something like that. Anyway, going back to the screen here quickly. I hung around our designated meeting spot for pretty much as long as I could, but at that point, I mean, it was clear to me that they weren't coming along. I think I saw Speedoshire getting the diamond mission, so he was clearly still caving. No idea where Syndic was, so I just thought that I should just get out, get down, get more stuff while caving, because it was turning night, and I just wasn't willing to hang around anymore. At least I think that's what happened. Maybe I don't know why I'm heading back, but anyway, back to the music. So, I do head down here. So, looking at my profile, so I have this really bad habit when I listen to music of, looking for songs, picking a few that I like, and just listening to those on repeat for days and days and days. So I can go probably about a week on average where the only songs I'll ever listen to are the same 2 or 3 songs on repeat. And it's just, I know it's a really bad habit, and it's something that I should probably work to change, because by the end of the week, I'm just so burnt out on the music, I toss those 3 songs aside and just never listen to them again. But there are some songs that kind of like, I guess, transcend that, where I like them enough where I'll keep coming back. One of them, I mean, it's not really a song, it's a whole album. The Happy Fits first EP, Awfully Appealin'. Um, just they didn't have, apparently they didn't have an electric guitar while recording. It was either an electric guitar or a bass guitar, and so they decided to substitute that with a cello. So their first EP focuses a lot on the cello, and it just sounds so unique, so good. I mean, there's really nothing else like it. Um, so
I'm
uh,
frozen. I'm frozen. I can't. I'm frozen. I I'm gonna need to be respawned 1,000%. I can't. I'm frozen. I can't. My computer is frozen. You dotard.
uh, yay, there we go. Um, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so their debut, Awfully Appealing. Just a really good album. Love the songs on there. I think late 2018 they put out their first full album, um, Concentrate, where they had the electric guitar, and so there wasn't really that much focus put on the cello. Um, and I mean, I liked it probably less. Um, it just wasn't really that into it. Didn't really sound that unique. Um, wasn't really that interested otherwise. Yeah, that's about all I have to say on that. Um, uh, Another album that I come back to a lot is Jukebox the Ghosts Off to the Races. I mean, it's just really good, you know, glam rock and power pop. Um, and, I mean, just good songs. Um, I think you're seeing a trend with how I describe the music I like. Alright, so something interesting here happened in the game. So, in the test game, um, which was I think a couple days before the real game of Agency 10. I found a different abandoned mineshaft, and when I came out, there was a cave spider spawner on either side of me, and I freaked the fuck out. I shrieked at probably the top of my lungs. Um, I mean, it was just terrifying. Um, So I was really nervous going through this whole thing because that was a terrible experience. Um, so I think anytime uh, you hear spiders in this, I am probably sweating. Um, it was this was not a great experience. Um, and hey, there it is. Yeah, that was terrifying. So I guess back to the music. Um, I would say if I had to describe the type of music that I like most, it would probably be indie rock. Um, just any type of, I guess, soft rock is probably a good way to describe it. Don't really like heavy metal, um, but pretty much anything less intense than that, I would say I'm into. Um, but I mean, I thought I could stretch this out to talk about music for 15 minutes, but damn, it's hard. I'm only now realizing how hard it is to talk to myself for 20 minutes on end. I mean, I'm just trying to think of more stuff to say, but I just can't. So I think I'm gonna pause the recording for now and see if I can find anything to fill the last 5 minutes or so with.